What's good? I had a dream about I was with Kanye West. I'm sorry. Yay. Why did I know better than that? So, anyways, um, had a dream that I was with Yay, and we were at a Walmart, and then we go outside into the parking lot, and suddenly we find ourselves in a kind of like a semi tractor trailer type of trailer that I guess, or some kind of building in the parking lot that's parked there to give you a place to sleep at night. And somebody was providing that, and so, um, uh, anyways, we got into this thing, and it had like a little cot. They had cots on the side of it, like up on the walls, right of it. So it's kind of small, and then there's this lady, and like an older lady, and it's a black lady, and she's like checking everybody. And you say, "Y'all are y'all okay? Are y'all good and everything? Do you need this and need that?" And after she just walks on by us after we say yeah and everything, and I look over at Yay and I go, "Yo, uh, she couldn't tell, she didn't even notice who you were, did she?" And he was like, "No." And almost as if the vibe felt like that we were friends somewhat, but not necessarily like close friends, but more like we were on a good vibe. We were acquainted, and we were on a good vibe with each other, and that's just basically it. And it's like, he didn't have the feeling like I was trying to take something from him. In other words, like we were chill. He kind of understood that I did not care about his fame. I did not care about his money, popularity, whatever, etc. Right? I didn't even care. Right? It was just like he could. I could feel from the emanating from him that that he trusted me. Like he didn't. You got to think somebody like him. He's going to feel someone who is being disingenuous and whatnot. He's been around so many people. He knows who's trying to energetically take from him. So so in the dream, like I could tell that he understood that like I'm totally cool. I'm not here to take anything from you, energetically or anything like. If anything, I'm there to provide some type of value in some way, and maybe just the mere fact that I wasn't trying to take from him, like I did not have any. Maybe that's the very thing that got him to, he's cool with me, right? So maybe that's the thing that he he did, right, or that's not how he felt, and that's the way it was in the dream. Because if you've ever been around a bunch of energy sucking people and narcissists and people with like some kind of insane need to try to take from others energetically, if you've been around those types of people and then you get around people that are not like that, like you can feel the contrast. It's like crazy. It's um so I'll just and interestingly see how the hue of my face, the lighting and the darkness, this was the exact way it looked in the dream. Like the way it looks on video right now, because there was a light shining into this open thing, and it kind of appeared to open like it had doors, I guess, or something, but it was open on one end, just like a tractor trailer would open on one end. This thing, and it's like you had steps that you go up to get into it, um, you know, uh, so so we were gonna sleep there, and so then, anyways, we wake up at some point the next morning, I guess, because like the dream changed, right? And so we were like in a van and stuff, and traveling somewhere through a city, and we arrive at this place, and we arrive at this place and at this place, it's like on the inside, like we're seated as if we're at some kind of really small event. Like there's rows of chairs, and everybody that was in the van headed to this location was uh, all seated like in rows, and we're looking up at the wall, which contained a bunch of clothing items, a sweater, shoes, jackets, shirts, and stuff. And but before we got out in the van, I had no shirt on, and I remember being cold, right? And so, and and it looked like somewhat of a retail establishment, and we were looking at the display of clothes, and so somebody was speaking, and I remember looking at that sweater, thinking, it'd be nice to have a sweater. And we were talking about, I don't know, I think I was telling the lady who was talking, like, it would be nice if I could get that, so I don't have a shirt or something like that. And then in the background, Ye was behind me, like somewhere behind me at that point, and he goes, "I want to purchase for Billy that sweater." And I remember thinking, "Oh, that's awesome." Ye is buying me a sweater. I thought that's cool. Like in that moment, I felt not enamored or starstruck. Not. I just felt like that's really nice of him, to buy me that sweater. And I thought that was crazy. It's like, that was nice of him to buy me that sweater. And I remember thinking that, and being happy about that. Like I felt like he had my back. You know what I mean? Like that's what it felt like. And at that point in the dream, it did feel more like an energy of like we were new acquaintances, and he could tell again that vibe, that energy that I wasn't trying to take from him. I was trying to, I was just there, like I didn't ask him for money to get the sweater. I felt like that we were good acquaintances, and it felt good. It felt good to. It's one of those instances where, like I said, if you've been around a lot of energy sucker type of people, and then you meet somebody like you don't want nothing from them, and you're just like cool with each other like that, and so, anyways, he, hey, what's up? That's all.